In this video, I will show you that with a couple of tricks and a single software, most filmmakers can produce visuals worthy of the biggest production companies. A few weeks ago, I found a video created by Filmmaker and Austin Pulse, where they were shooting a beer commercial using a robot arm and a super slow motion camera. Unfortunately, as I do not have either, I will show you how to create content without spending tens of thousands of dollars. There are two notions I will focus on in this video. One, how to reproduce the robot arm movements, and two, how to create super slow motion contents. For the camera movement, I am filming vertically, and during the edit, I will slide the frame vertically to follow the pouring of the beer into the glass. For the shooting, you can put your camera on a tripod and pour the beer by hand. I personally use a 360 table to have a slight lateral movements like in the original video. This is optional, but I created a tutorial how to build your own 360 table, so check it out, it's in the description below. I am filming in HD at 240 FPS, and I will slow down the footage in post-production. However, to get the best results, the subject of the video has to be in focus the whole time, and you need to get a sharp image by avoiding lens and motion blur. Now that I'm happy with what I filmed, it's time to go and edit my footage. First step will be to upscale my video, clean any noise and blur from it. And there is one software that does it all, Topaz Video Enhance AI. In the main window, you will have the different view. You can compare a view with the original footage and the upscale or the refining that you're doing on the right. And you also have a comparison view if you want to try different models. On the right side, you have the list of all the AI models. There is the Artemis medium quality that gives you pretty good results if you don't know what you're doing. You're starting with the software. I also use Proteus fine tunes. Clicking on this button, you detect the auto parameter for the fine tunes, and it will configure it for you. Otherwise, you can put your own settings. The different settings are revert compression in case the video is highly compressed. Recover details, that could be interesting in this case, so I'll put it at 80. Sharpen, to use also to recover some details, but to use carefully because the image will become kind of plasticky somehow, so I try to avoid you use it too much. Reduce noise, here I think that 80 will be a good start. And deblur, here I will try to deblur the video footage, so I raise it to 50. Now, I need first to preview a little bit my different AI model and see how they compare to each other and which model is the best, give me the best results when I'm improving my video. That's the end and the beginning. Okay, so now I'm starting to load the different AI model. It takes a bit of time depending on the configuration of your computer. So you see at the bottom right, I just asked to render 35 frames as a preview. You can do more or less. So the top left is the original image, but you can see a lot of blur already. So let me stop it. Quite a lot of blur. The liquid pouring could be slightly sharper. And the Artemis medium quality, it removes a lot of the blur and give you a really nice sharpened image, but not too much so it doesn't look unrealistic. So it's a really good base to start. And then the fine tune that was here on the bottom left, this was given by the computer, also a really good result. I still see a little bit of a noise in the background that I don't have with the medium quality. And finally on the right side, this is really pushing the sharpness and deblurring a maximum this drop. So this, if you compare it, give me like, particularly when you look at the bottle, give me something a little bit fake at the moment. Depends of your taste, of course. But because I'm trying later on to do slow motion and I want something really as sharp as possible, I'm tempted to go with this model. I'm gonna export it with the setting that I selected. You don't need to upscale it. You can upscale it to in 4K, so double the size. Right now I'm shooting in HD, so if I double it, it's gonna be 4K, and if times 4 is gonna be 8K. So I'm gonna go with exporting 8K because later on I want to zoom in some parts of my frame. The grain, I'm not gonna use it. So the grain has a little bit of grain to make it more realistic on your image. In this moment, I don't want to add any grain. I will come back to the Video Enhance AI later on. So for now, I'm not gonna add it. And I'm gonna export it in ProRes because I want to continue to edit the video footage. You need to make sure before you process it that you have the selected part that you want to export. So for example, I don't need too far here. I think I will stop here. All right, so this saves me a lot of time on processing the video. Okay, and now we have to wait. Okay, so the software finished. So now the video by default is saved close to the original footage. And if we play it, and that's 8K. All right. So now the second step is I'm gonna use my video editor and I will move back the frame to a landscape, and then I'm gonna slide the video to follow the pouring of the beer. Then I will resend the results to Topaz Video Enhance AI and see how I can improve the video a little bit more. Since I've been zooming through, they maybe have some noise happening or unsharpness. Then I tend to use the color grading afterward because I notice sometimes Topaz tool would make a shift in the color. So I just in case, I prefer to do the color grading toward the end of the flow. Okay, so the last step will be to slow down and see if we can achieve 1000 frames per second. For this, I use in general two tools. The first one is also embedded into Video Enhance AI. The model is called Chronos Slow Motion, and then you decide by how much would you like to slow it down. So if I'm going for 1000 frames per second and I did shooting at 240 frames per second, I'm gonna slow it down by 400%. The second tool is After Effects and Pixel Motion. So I will try both tools and I will select the tool that give me the best results. So how it works? The software creates new frames by looking at the next frame and extrapolating where objects are located in these new created frames. But if the position of a subject between frame A and frame B is changed considerably, or if the shape of this object changes, you will obtain strange artifacts, or the objects may disappear in these new frames. So to get the best results, avoid as much as possible lens and motion blur while shooting, and try first to use this technique with solids instead of liquids. Whenever artifacts appears, I use After Effects and Photoshop to clean the video. I hope this video will inspire you to create innovative content. I highly recommend using Video Enhance AI since, at least for me, it really dramatically improved the quality of the video content I'm creating. Yes, this technique is not perfect, but it could be just what you need for your project without ending up being broke. I'll let you judge by yourself. Thank you for watching. I learned so much from Austin's online course. So if you are also a filmmaker looking into creating product commercials, I will recommend to check his work. The link is below in the description.